So once again, I welcome everyone. Thank you for being on the call this time. 2 weeks ago, we touched on Python and we couldn't finish. Of course, we said we wouldn't rush it, that we would continue. And thank God that Osage is here once again with us to continue from where we stopped. For people that just, oh, Kalista, you're welcome. You were present during the last event, and I'm sure that I think you also said you gained a lot of things. So for people that just join, if today is your first time, do not worry. The previous video would also be reshared so that you can have access to it. This is recorded already. I mean, we started recording, so feel free to ask questions. There are no stupid questions. This is a community engagement where we uh, come up with things to help ourselves with. So please, at any point in time, whatever Osage is saying is not clear to you, show with the raise of hand, drop your messages, get clarifications. Do not hide it. Do not hesitate, because the essence of this is to ensure that even the least person in terms of knowledge of Python get an understanding or learn one or two things. So please, and Osagi, please, let's not rush it. If you can also finish it today, is nothing. You get the point. If you're able to finish something that that makes sense to others, that will be fine. So I leave it to you now. Please go ahead, Osagi. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Chidi, for that introduction you just done. Um, Last time I stopped at the for loop. For those that Ajide has said that and you're not here with us last time on what we did, they should go back and watch the video so that they can meet up. We last time we stopped at a for loop, and for loop is an iteration method. So this is a for loop where we stop at last time. It's an iteration method where you pick each item from a list. Though we are going to still talk about lists, yeah. But a for loop is an iteration method where you pick each item. So I spoke about picking each item from a list. A list is usually put in a square bracket. This is a square bracket, and in front of it, it has what we call a variable. But the variable we use is a fruit. Fruit is the name of the variable here. Fruits S. So I want to pick out each fruit from the list, which is apple, banana, and cherry. So what I'm going to use a for loop, which is called for fruit, one fruit in fruits S print is going to print out each apple, banana, and cherry. And somebody was asking me uh, uh, if you want to pick one out of each of it all depends on the one you want to pick. If you want to pick one out, I was talking about indexing and slicing. If you want to pick one in case of a loop, you have to put in front of in front of the fruits. You have to put in, like maybe the first one. No, not. I was talking about indexing, so let me not go into that topic. But if you want to pick one, I spoke about indexing, using indexing instead of this method. Put the slide. You pick only one out of it. If you want to pick two out of it, we pick 2 out of it. If we want to pick the third one, obviously there are just 3 of them here. We pick the third one. That's
But remember that I think one person said, what if you want to pick banana? I
you
think
want
that
to pick
was,
banana
yeah,
alone.
specifically you want to pick a specific
Banana
fruit.
alone. That's apple or banana. Which one? Maybe
So let's say
apple
banana.
alone.
And so since the is counted from 0.
The last one is this is counted for 0. It's not 1, 2, 3 that you can start 0, 1, 2. So that is that. Okay. So that's that uh, for picking. Is it? But this is just an indexing method, indexing or slicing method. But I'm not supposed to go into.
Osage, just a moment. Somebody's hand is up so that we can take that question. Please go ahead, Adibola.
Sir. Good morning, Mr. Sagi.
Yes.
I noticed that in the for loop, when you added 0 inside the print statement, that's when it showed this APPLE.
Yes, APP.
So are you
Yes,
saying that
because what he did is that he and started counting APP. I said, okay, pick apple alone and give me the pick the later word in it. That's what I did. That's when you use a for loop in that method.
I know
So
that's
that's
not
what
what I'm asking.
okay. What are you asking?
What I'm saying that is it possible with this for loop to print just apple, or we don't have to use this for loop, we want to print only apple
If you want to print
or only one fruit?
a for loop is something that you do. You just pick things at once. It goes if it's only apple, you want to that means it's only apple that is not picking things. Something like let me just use this one for let me just bring something. I mean put another fruit. Right? Maybe put away apple here. If I look alone on this, what I did there, is going to pick APLE.
Adibola, do you understand? Just to be sure.
Wait,
Yeah, sir, I understand.
wait,
What I'm saying is
So Osage, please get this question. Go ahead, please.
what I'm trying to ask is we don't need a loop statement if we want to select either apple or banana or cherry.
Yes,
We
you
don't
don't
need a
need
loop
a loop
statement.
statement. Yes.
Okay, so we don't need the
But
for loop.
you
Okay.
don't need a for loop statement if you want to select either apple or banana.
Okay,
So
that's
if we are going to do a for loop statement, we are picking. It's like you are picking something out of this for loop. We are going to
okay.
loop through each of the. We don't need a for loop statement.
Okay, so all right. I
So
understand.
also
I wanted to clarify.
we also have what we call a while loop statement too. A while loop statement is different from a for loop statement. This is a while loop statement. It's different, but we don't need a for loop statement. As you are correct, we don't need a for loop statement if we are going to pick each item. We are not looping. We are not iterating into. We are not picking each item inside. If we want to pick an item, we have to do it slicing or an indexing. We just go to the first item, we remove it from there. It gives us the. You go to the other item. We are not looping. That is not a looping method.
All right,
So
sir.
also,
Thank you.
as we have a for loop, we also have a while loop too.
Osage, just a moment. Do you want to take a question or do you want to finish this? There is a question which I want to read to you.
Yes, you can ask the question.
So
we'll
someone
just
said, this is from Nenge. What
mm,
if you have a long list, say up to 100 fruits, and you want to pick one? That means you want to pick banana, but you don't know what number in the list is banana. I hope you understand.
you must know the number in the list that is banana, because it's a list. This is a list. This is a list. Even if it's 100 itself, you must know where the indexing is on this. You must know this. You must know even if it's uh, 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 10,000 this thing you want to, but you want to, when you are using a for loop, you should know that a for loop is being used. Okay, let me see whether this is rising will work, but I doubt. Let us see from 0 to 1. Let's see, for example, whether it will work. But it work from 0 to 2. Let's see. It work. That means if you do an indexing in this manner, it will work. That means you want to pick only apple and banana, it will work.
But the
But
essence is that
any
the
other way,
number, okay, go ahead.
and the number, yes. Now, if you do if you iterate it through this manner, it will work. That's you are still doing an indexing, but you are bringing this indexing into the fruit itself. To just pick a apple and banana. That's the only
Let me,
way.
so Nengi, in case you want to also uh, ask your question directly, if he has not touched. I understand what you mean. Though in database, in short, when you are even doing database, they will tell you that you need to do index so that you'll be able to easily find, right? Search for what you are. I don't want to liken
Looking
it
for.
to yes, it's like an ID that you'll be able to use to search what you're looking for. Well, Nengi, let me know if he didn't answer you correctly or if he did. Osage, you can continue.
Okay, okay. So that is that. You can do it in this manner. You can index it in this manner. You can index it and do a loop. Already we've indexed it in this manner that it should don't go beyond apple and banana. Or we should say, okay, just give us maybe uh, from starting from banana to cherry, like this. Banana and cherry. Let it go from 1 to the ending. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you are doing, you have to index. You have to know what you are picking. You cannot scatter something and say, okay, go and pick uh, this one from that place. Scatter it and go and pick it. It doesn't work in that manner.
Okay, so
Ajide has
she
explained about
dropped a question. She dropped this. No, it's okay. I would have thought there might be an easy way to pick out a particular item, especially when you have a long list, but I don't understand what he's saying.
long list like how list, how
Okay,
long is
so
long
I don't know if this will help
everything
you.
is being counted. If
Yes,
everything you do
so
is being
let
counted.
me
Even if you
Osage,
write,
just a minute.
if you do
Okay, go ahead.
1,000 something, you will name it.
Exactly.
You
So
will name
Nengi,
it.
I don't know if this will help. For if you have, let's say you have different products. In best practice requires that every product must have an ID, something that you
Yes.
can use to easily identify the product. You might have different oranges. Don't think one orange. So what if you have lemon orange, the whatever orange, this orange? They are different oranges, so there must be something that must uniquely identify them. So if you even staff, just say you have name of staff. If you want to look for of course, you can use name. If you use name, what if the bears, you have many people bearing the same name? So if you say look for Olajide, every Olajide will come back. But if you use number or ID, then that would just go and pick the others. So Nengi,
That
let's know if you
identifier.
understand. So good. Maybe you want to shed more light.
No, for looping is not to pick some is to
No,
iterate
I'm
through
sure she's not
something.
even asking about loop. She just wants to know if there is a way
No,
where
see, I want to explain why you use a for loop. A for loop is not to pick. A for loop is to count things, bring it out for you. You will use this type of for loop in the near future. Maybe you want to get all the item at once. There are so many. You cannot be picking them at once and you want to use them. You can use a for loop to to make it faster. You can just pick with the for loop. It'll be faster for you to pick. It is not meant for you to do indexing. A for loop is not an indexing method, but you can still use it to index and say, I don't want to go far. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far to 200 or 300. I want to just take away 500, maybe 200. Maybe you have 500, you want to just take 200 out of it. That's what, do it right. That just give me away 500 of it. But it's not meant for indexing. It's meant for you to pick, if there are many, to pick them at once.
So I
I
think
don't
maybe
understand that you are
I
getting what
think
I'm
maybe
saying.
she got it. She said, okay, thanks. So I think maybe in a way she is fine.
It's not meant to say to go and use for selection. You are selecting, you are looking for. It's not meant to search. Maybe you are looking for something that is searching. A for loop does not search. You use it to do uh, uh, if you are doing mathematics or something of that nature, you will see what for loop is all about. How for loops is being used to do the mathematics. You pick. It's faster in your movement. So also there's a while loop. Also while loop is the same thing, but in while loop we do what is called, unlike for loop, we do what is called initiation. We initiate a number in the counting. We start to say, we say a variable is equals to 1. Unlike a for loop, I did not even initiate anything. Unlike a for, I did not say a variable is equals to 1. You can see there's a difference in a for loop and a while loop. So what we are doing is that we use this why this number is less or equal to 5. Continue to print out. Why this number is less, it will continue to print until the number gets to get less or equal to 5. That's what a for loop is.
Meaning that it wouldn't pick more than what it has been specified.
Yes, if it gets to, you won't put more than what has been specified to do. And this is like a counter. This number we initiate is like a counter. Once you first of all pick the first one, he puts down here, he goes back again, he adds again to this one until it gets to this 5. I don't know whether somebody is getting what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm sure they are following. You know, some people are new, so they will just follow. But I
So
think the way it is now is explicable.
that's what the
It's
for
not
loop
hard.
is. So it's different between, that's why I say you initiate a counter. Like this number is like a counter. Count. Once it gets to less or equal to 5, stop. The for loop will stop. It will not count anymore again. So you must put a counter so that it will indicate when it gets to that place, when it does not get to that place. When it does not get to
Okay,
that place,
so
it continues to count.
Calista said, what if you reduce 5 to 4? Okay, let me
It's going to give
understand.
us, if we reduce 5 to 4, it's the same thing now. It's going to give us, it's not, the fifth one is not going to be counted now.
I want to even see if you reduce 5 to 4, it can't less than 4
It will
and
not
stop
go,
at 4.
yes.
So Calista, if you look at the instruction, it said while number, which is the variable, of course, while that is less or equal to 4. But if you have specifically said less than 4, Calista, I'm sure you understand. Because that's the instruction. Whatever instruction you give also, this guy will not go beyond it.
It will
Okay,
not go
I'm sure
beyond
it's
it.
fine.
It will not go beyond it. You have to be very careful when you are using a while loop, because a while loop is something that can cause problem to a system if not properly used.
Then Lengi also said that means that the number counter, which is that variable equals to 1, means that it starts counting at 1. She's
Yes,
asking.
it start counting at 1. If we have to put it at 0, yeah, probably 0, yeah. Let's see. We start counting from 0. Let's see. Start counting from 0. That's just what a for. But what I want you to be careful about the for loop is that for loop is you have to be careful about it, because using a for loop is dangerous compared to using using a while loop is dangerous compared to using a for loop. If you don't place a for loop properly, well, if you don't tell the for loop what you really want, the for loop can continue to count and count and count and count and count and count, and you just get problem. So you have to be very careful. With time, you will understand how a for loop works and how a for loop does not work. So I don't want to start going into details of how to prevent how a for loop does not work and how a for loop. But for now, know that this is how a for loop works. And maybe later we'll talk about that. So I will not go into details of how a for loop works. Now, the same thing, we have what we call break. Break is that if, let me just run it for you before I explain. Break is that I have a number. I want to count a number from 1 to 11. From 1 to 11. If that number is equal to 5, break it. Don't count anymore again. That is break. If that number is equal to 5, I'm putting a conditional statement. We'll talk about conditional statement. If that number is equal to 5, cut off, stop counting. Let us put 6 here, and you see, it will not give us 5. You see? So that is break for you. I want to count a number from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I now put a condition that if that number is equals to so and so, whatever number we give to it, break out of it. That is stop counting. That's why I use the for loop, because for loop is more preferable in using than a while loop. All right, I've got a while loop here to show you, but I'm going to still talk about while loop. Most people use while loop who understand how to use while loop. So a for loop and a conditional statement, this is what you are seeing here. There's a for loop here, and there's also a conditional statement I've used here. And I've used that conditional statement to do a break out of the number. I will want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll put 7 here. That means do not count 7 for me. Am I making sense? Hello?
Yes, I believe, of course. I can see
So
thumbs up. So I'm sure that this is
Yes, yes,
they
you are.
understand this. So
Okay.
we
Also,
can proceed. If there are
we
more
can
questions, I
proceed.
will let you know.
Okay. Now we can proceed to the second one. What is continuous statement? Continuous statement is different from break. Continuous statement is I want to count from 1 to 6, but I don't want to count a number out of that number. That's what continuous statement is. So it's quite different from a break statement. Which number did I not count here? Can anybody tell me?
We are
3.
waiting for a response.
3.
Good.
Okay. 3. I've told you not to count 3 for me. That if you see 3, don't count it. Go out of that, leave 3, move to the next number. That's continuous statement. Do not count 3 for me. So that is just that. That's continuous statement for you. So now I don't think we have much to talk. Now we are going to talk about list proper because we spoke about list. We are going to talk about list. List is a data structure. There are different types of data structure in Python. We have list, we have tuple, we have dictionary, we have set. These are 4 types of data structure in Python. I repeat: list, tuple, dictionary, and set. So we'll start by talking about list, which I mentioned, which I spoke about list before. So you see how all these are interrelated to what I'm going to say. Though using loop statement and for loop statement and the rest. So now list. I've already talked about fruit in our so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do in that statement, I'm going to just put fruits. So I've already thought there's nothing, there's no function. What this thing is doing that when you have something like this, it is not bringing out any output. It is only tell you this variable that this variable has this list. The list is like an array in what they call in other programming program like Java and the rest. I don't know. They use array instead of list, but Python use the word list for its own. So list is that we are going to list things: apple, banana, cherry, and the rest. So when we list things, what I'm giving is to give it a variable, this list. So whatever we're going to do, this variable is what holds this list here. And list has what we call slicing, as I said, indexing. If we want to pick the first one, which is 0, or if we want to pick the second one, the last one, which is -1, you can still do you can still use -1, -2, -3 to go back. List, you can use that word -1. Maybe you want to pick cherry, banana, you can put -1, -2. But if you are coming front, you use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it depends on how you are moving. Am I making sense here? If that I will not just be jumping, talking, and nobody's
I can see
understanding.
thumbs up. So everyone, if you understand, so let me help say this. I think what he's trying to say is that if you want to pick apple, banana, and cherry, you, of course, Python always counts from 0. But if you want to then pick from like cherry, banana, apple, that's what he's saying as far first to last, or I mean, access from the first, access the last element.
From the last. So this is it, -1. If we want to pick banana, yeah, we put -2. So that's what I'm trying to make. That's the whole thing about list. And I want to say add to what we are going to say. List is mutable. I don't understand whether you will understand the language of mutable and immutable.
So you have to break it down for people. You get?
Okay.
You have to break it
Mutable
down.
is that we can do anything with list. We can change list. We can add anything to list. We can remove anything to list. We can scatter list, add, remove, add, change position of list. All those things. That's what we mean by mutable. But the one that is immutable, we cannot do all those things. Nothing. It's not possible. And the list, if you can do that to list must have what we call method. And the one that cannot be done does not have what they call method. Method are things that you do, remove, insert, append. So those are method. This has that method. That's what we call method. So am I making sense to you? We are going to talk about method, but we are not going to do. We are just going to talk about some method of list, but we are not going to talk about method in depth. Method, all the method of list, because I cannot start to put everything.
Okay, Osage, just a moment, just to be sure. Everyone, sincerely, Python is lovely. Just like we have toothpaste and we have different type of toothpaste or different brand of toothpaste. So if you are coming from SQL background, the difference will just be in their usage or word, different word, what print means, what you get the point. So what is showing us, these are things you must understand. These are basic things. Before you begin to do anything, you understand that there is a list. Of course, you want to create a list. It's just to say in Excel, I want to, there is a range, right? So I can actually populate a range. So a range is not one cell, it's not one thing. So it's a list of things. So basically, I'm just trying to help other people that are like, what is it saying, to bring it home to you, right? So a list is more than one thing, right? A list is, when you say array is full of different things, all right? So the point is, if you have anything, if it is not clear, please answer, clarify or ask questions. So Sagi, I think for now it is, so we can proceed.
So as I've said before, list is mutable. That's why I brought the word mutable. Mutable is that we can modify anything in a list. You understand what I'm saying? Now, in this list, we see that banana is in position 1, and cherry is in position 2, and apple is in position 0. But now, what we're going to do is that we're going to change the position of banana. We're going to bring orange to replace banana in that position. So that's what we are going to do now. Let's see how we are going to use a list to replace banana position. I'm going to still recall the fruits. I'm going to still bring a cell down here and print out these fruits out and place it here so that you will see whether orange has replaced banana. As orange replaced banana, it's not me that is doing it, it's Python that is doing all this work. My own is to understand what Python is doing and follow what Python is saying. So also we can replace and we can say, apple. I don't need apple here again. What do we bring? Let us bring guava, or what do we bring? We put it in apple. What we do is that to put it in apple here. We put the something in apple here. we place it like this and put 0 here and say equal to. And whatever fruit we want to put there, that fruit is going to replace apple. It's going to replace apple. Whether grape, whatever you want to do, is going to replace apple. Am I getting somebody getting me? I don't want to rush this. I want
I'm
us to
sure, I'm
I
sure
want
they
us to
understand.
understand.
But if you don't
Uh,
understand, let us know.
I
It's
want
just
us to
like in SQL,
understand.
you want to update. Instead of Osage, maybe Osage is Osage Williams. Now Osage is now married. Sorry, Osage in this context is the female. So Osage is now Osage Adebola. So you will need
Replace,
to update
replace.
that
You want to
record.
replace. You want to
Sorry.
replace. Use the word replace for them. You want to replace
Okay,
something in the
okay, sorry.
database.
You want to replace in you want to
There's
replace. So I'm
something
talking
that
about SQL now. Sorry, you want to replace, so it's fine. I'm sure I can see thumbs up.
okay. Okay. So somebody is getting what I'm saying. So that is just that. I'm happy that somebody is getting what I'm saying. So as I said before, if it were to be Apple, yeah, maybe we want to use what is it called? Um Tiger nut. Tiger nut. No. I'll put and we say, okay, replace tiger nut for put tiger nut to be the first. Yeah. It's going to put tiger nut or to be the first. Yeah. Tiger nut has already come down, has already been replaced. Yeah. That's just that. So that's what modify is in Python. Modifying means changing. You are changing, you are replacing something with. So I hope you've gotten that. So the next thing I was talking about other methods. Modify is just in another method we are modifying, but when it comes to method, it's different from like about insert. I spoke about remove in list. Those are methods in list. So let me just break down. Maybe let me just start. We'll not go through them one by. We also just go through them one by one. I will remove this one here and bring another cell at the top here, so I will just be going them through. I'll not just run it at once. So append is a form of adding to the list. That's what append is. You are adding to a list. That's what I mean by append. If I say append, add to that list. So when I run append, yeah, it's going to add grape to that list. But I want to break everything down so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. Your duty is that you break it down as much as possible. It will not be as if I'm just doing abracadabra. Yeah. I'm not doing any abracadabra in this place. So that's
No,
append.
sincerely, you are not doing it. I appreciate what you are
Uh-huh,
doing now.
uh-huh.
So
So
it's
I'm
fine.
breaking it down as much as I'm going to run everything one by one. So people will be seeing what is happening in this. It's not that I've just run it, you don't see what is happening and you don't know what is happening. So now we have tiger nut, we have orange, we have cherry, we have fruit. We can still append another this thing again. We can still append as much as we can append as much as we want to the list. So another form again is insert. Insert is almost like modify. Now let me bring insert out. Another method again that list has is insert. It has the method insert. Insert is like modify. What I mean is that we put the first number, that the number we want in that list, and put what we want in that list, and what we want to be in that list. That's what we mean by insert. You will see that here orange is going to change to kiwi. Sorry, orange is going to add to kiwi. Now the position of orange is going to change. Kiwi is going to take that position. Sorry, gentlemen, kiwi is going to change that position. That's what we mean by insert. So that position is going to be changed to from that's orange. Orange is not going to be in position 1 again. It's going to be in kiwi is going to be the position in that list. So we can, as much as I insert, so also share, we can remove share. Share is going to be removed two from position, making that we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of the 5 we have here. That's what it means. Remove a specific item. Insert an item at a specific position. That's what I was making. That's what I was trying to say. Remove and insert. So those are so let me demonstrate sharing on for you.
So while you are trying to do that, there is a question. Can you use the list identifier instead of the actual names? So for example, fruit.remove1.
Fruit.remove1. I don't understand. What fruit?
Okay, you might want to look at themes.
Themes. Okay, let me look at themes. Chat, is it not? Fruit.remove1. Okay. That's how it works. One, by using one there, I don't think it will work. But let's try it. This is the first time. That's a good idea. Let's just see. Someone just brought that idea. But what you do is that you specify what you want to remove in the list than using indexing. Well, that's an indexing method you are trying to bring. But I don't know that Python accepts such thing. But let's not just try that and see whether Python accepts it. Maybe somebody saw it somewhere. Let's just see. Fruit. No. If we are going to do that, it's not the bracket. We are going to put something like this. Not a bracket. We are going to do it in a square manner. If we are going to do it in that form. No, it's not. So let's just see whether it will work, whether it will not work. But I doubt whether it will work. I don't think so. It will not work. The best way to do it is that you are going to list the item there. You are going to put the item in this manner. That is the best way for Python to recognize it.
So Nengi, are you fine now? Just to be sure.
Because I have to demonstrate it for you to see.
Good.
I have
He
to
said
demonstrate
yes.
it for you to see. That's the best way. Because this we have to follow is let me just come in and say this thing is like a law. Somebody is like a you are programming something. If that program does not work the way it tells you to do it, you're going to get problem about it. It's going to throw an error and tell you no. That's not what it should be. So when it throws an error, you are going to find out and say no. The program has thrown an error and it's telling me that that's not the way it should go. So it is not, you have to follow the program. If like an SQL as Chidi has said, if you go and do something different from what the SQL is telling you, you will get a problem. If you try to bring your own idea into what SQL is telling you, you will get a problem. You just have to understand how SQL works. And if you don't understand how SQL works, it becomes a problem for the person. So also, if you don't understand, even Excel too, if you don't understand how Excel work and you try to Excel, can't we do it like this? Excel will just throw you an error and tell you that no, we cannot do it like that. It is not advisable. I don't take that into it. So there's what we call pop. I don't know. Pop. Let me just add pop to this word here. Pop is like you pull out the last something from the last item. I have a pop, something like pop. There's what we call pop. There, I didn't put it there. It's like pull out the last item from from the list. Can somebody get what I'm saying? I just added
Yes,
pop
I'm
to
sure
the
they
method.
understand.
To the
I can
method.
see thumbs up.
So method. What your own work is after going through this basic of Python, you do some other research on how to get other methods. But I'm not so there are so many methods in uh, Python. I'm supposed to talk of Screen, but maybe later we'll talk about Screen too. Screen has its own method too, but we'll talk about Screen later. If I have the chance to come back again to talk about this, but I believe I didn't put Screen into this. So that is just that. There's what we call pop. Pop is to pull out the last item. It's a method in list. So we have to look for method in which we can work on list in Python. So you can Google it and look at method on how to work out list in Python. So also you should also know that this is a data structure in Python, one of the data structure. We're just talking on one of the data. We don't go to the other data structure. But let me just I don't want to be fasting as much as possible. So I just talking about one of the data structure in
So,
Python. So
though
now,
you have answered, though, but Calista is asking, maybe she didn't get that. I'm sure she's saying pop does not need to write. I mean, when you use pop, you don't need to write the name
no, you
of
don't
the
need to write the
item
name. You don't need to
because it
write the
will
name of
return
the
the
item.
last.
You return the last item from this. You don't need to write the name. You just put pop there, and because it's a method, you don't need to write the name. You remove the last item from the list. You don't need to write the name. Maybe cases let's see whether we want to write keyword first. But I know that at times you don't need to write the name. I don't usually write the name in pop. I just if I want to remove the last item from the list, I don't want the last item. I just use pop straight ahead. Can you see? It gives me
I'm
an
sure
error.
she's fine. She already said okay.
So I just use pop. If I was I just use pop. Wait. Knowing that I want to remove the last item from the the list. So he has removed the last item. Now he's removing another orange out of it because I've already removed grape out of the something. So he's removing orange out. It's like something you are removing something out. It's no longer part of that. But remove, you can use remove to specify what you want to, what you don't want inside the list. Am I making sense?
Yes, of course, I believe so.
So those are
Okay. So she said, okay, this is Nengi. Oh, okay, Nengi drop. Okay, let me read what she dropped. Sorry to take us back a bit, but would the issue have been with? Okay. I'm sure she's talking about list. You know, when you create a list, there must be square bracket. But let me read it accordingly. It's just that I don't understand. So, would the issue have been with the bracket? So, Nengi, you might want to specify this your question. So,
issue has been with the bracket. Which bracket?
Anyway, fruit dot remove normal bracket, then square bracket one works instead. Osage, you can take a look at the question. Take a look at things. I'm sure the question is from fruit dot remove.
Don't. Okay, you are talking. I think with this one, it cannot even work. That's why I say Python. Okay, if you want me to prove it to you, I'll prove it. It cannot be.
No, I think she is now saying, well, Nengi, okay, you know what? Let's try. No, she just says she's curious. She wants to know. So she's trying to say use the one with square bracket. You get?
That's what I'm saying, that thing cannot work, but if you want me to just put it for you, just
put it
for
so
your
that you can
curiosity,
see error is fine.
for curiosity's sake, all this.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to just do something.
No, Nengi, don't worry. Let him put it so that you see it. Let him give an instruction on it.
There are two that is remaining now because we remove grape and orange out of this. So you said I should remove, I should do it, I should put remove.
Fruit does remove the normal bracket.
Bracket like this. That I said Python will throw an error.
Then square bracket. You know,
square
just
bracket,
like a list.
One. Just like a list now. Is it not what
that? No, after the normal bracket, then square bracket, you get normal bracket, square bracket.
Okay, square bracket. Yeah. You are inventing your own for Python.
No, it is good. Sometimes let us, this is practical. She'll be fine now. You get. It's always good to learn how to do it. Then you appreciate.
Yes, I understand what you are trying to think. You are trying to think your own. Don't think your own. Think what Python is doing. If you think your own, like in the Bible, we are trying to use the human sense to analyze what the Bible is saying. If we use what the human sense is saying, this is a programming language. Let me just give people like that. Maybe because you are coming. If you go to Java, you follow religiously what Java is doing. If you don't follow what Java is doing, you don't understand what Java is doing, you want to start telling Java or imitating or trying to see whether, why don't we do it like this? Why don't we do it like this? You will just have problems with it. You try to see how the thing is being done. Can it be done in this method? Can it be done in this method? I've seen the method is done. I have to follow this method. So you try to understand the method that is being done. But if you try to imagine it in your own way, it will be throwing up error and telling you that this is a bad error.
I'm sure she's trying to do transfer of knowledge. So sometimes the way it works in that other environment is not the way it works here. So each programming language has their own or its own specifications.
Yes, their own specification. If you go to Java, if you go to C++, there are different. Those ones are even tougher application. They are tougher. They are not easy to. It's as if you are following a religious method. If you try to go out of that religious method, it hits you. It will throw heavy error for you, and you just get problems there. Especially if you have written too many lines of code and you don't follow what you're supposed to follow in that. That's just that. So we are going to talk about. Let me bring down again something again here. Because we removed so many things from fruit. I want to bring out something that yeah, we remove so that we just come back. I don't want to run it in that place. So we remove so many things so that my explanation here will not be too. What I just did is to, you see, at this point in time, look at what. Let me just show you something. Tiger nut and kiwi. If that's the variable. Once I that's the name of the that is listed now. If I come here, where I want it to be in this, if I click on the, it's not going to give me tiger nut and kiwi again. It's going to change back to apple, banana. I'm changing it back to banana, apple, banana. Let me run it for you. See, if I display what is here now, you see, it's no more tiger nut and kiwi again. It has come back to its original form. I've told you that change what is this variable. Give me this new apple, banana, and cherry. Not longer tiger nut and kiwi anymore. That's what I just did. So that's what Python is going to do. It's going to come to the recent one. It's going to leave the former one that is here. It's going to change all the former one that is here. It's going to leave it. It's going to come back to your recent one. That's the recent one you're going to use. So you have to be very careful to understand how Python works. Am I making sense? Yes, so that you will not say, I just did this one for somebody to understand how Python works. That this fruit, which is a variable, is no longer tiger nut and kiwi anymore again. It is now apple, banana, and cherry. And I wanted to display something in which people can understand what I'm doing. I wanted to talk about slicing in a list, which we've already have spoken ahead of time. So I just wanted it to be more. I can see in this case introduce tiger nut, kiwi, and cherry inside this by adding and appending to it or inserting to it. I can see do all those problems and add more items to the list. I hope people are getting me.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
I hope nobody is confused about what I'm doing because so what I want to talk is about list sliding now.
Yeah, you know that I believe it is easy. You have just declared a variable, right?
Yes.
And so whatever you declare will come back. So it's not that you are running the previous fruit. You have just declared you get. So, but if anyone is confused,
because the variable there was tiger nut and kiwi that was here before, but I've just declared another inside that variable, which is the most recent one I want to use. That's what I was trying to explain to people.
No, I'm sure it's clear to everyone. No, I'm sure it is.
Okay, now this is sliding. I'll talk about sliding. When you want to talk of sliding of a list, you can slide from 0 to to the last. But now I started from 1 instead of, so it's supposed, what it's supposed to give me, it's supposed not to count the apple. It's supposed to start from banana, cherry, and the rest. But from what is it that there's supposed to be, let me just run it for you. Banana, cherry, and it's supposed to, there's no more apple anymore again. That's what it's called slicing. You slice. You can as well leave this one and say you should count from 1 upward. You put nothing here. It will start from, you still give you the same result. So that is slicing for you. So people will take time and go, and with time you see the study of, you see when you start using Python, you start seeing how Python works. So this is just indexing and slicing. We index it, we pick a number. Index means we pick the number and we slice it. We tell you to move from that number to what we want. I hope people are getting what I'm saying.
Yes, I believe. Don't worry. If there are questions, they will drop it. Yes, I can see thumbs up.
Okay. Now we are going to talk about a second data structure in Python called tuple. Tuple is another word. Okay. Tuple is immutable. That means it does not have method, and it's putting in bracket, not square bracket, in bracket like this. It's putting in bracket form. It is immutable, that it does not have method. You can't add to it. You can't do insert. You can't do, it does not have method. It's immutable. What they only use it, what Python use it for, is to store, which I explained. Tuple are ordered immutable collection of items in Python. Once created, their element cannot be changed. So that's one thing Python uses, immutable. The only thing you can do in tuple is that you can remove, you can identify where an item is. You can access where an item is. That's the only thing you can do in tuple. It is just what Python uses tuple for. Am I making sense? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. So, are there questions, everyone? But I
That's
think if
another
there are, they'll drop it. Please go ahead.
Python data structure. So tuple is an immutable. So in case somebody asks you in equation which Python data structure is mutable and the one that is immutable, I hope the explanation you will get, you will be able to answer that question. You know that tuple is immutable while list is mutable. Now another structure, data structure in 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 Python is called dictionaries. Dictionaries are key and value. Key and value. What do I mean by key and value? It also has variable in front. This is the key and this is the value. This is the key and this is the value. This is the key and this is the value. I hope I'm making sense. Key and
Yes, I believe so. What is the name of someone? John is the value. Name is the key. What is how old are you? I am 5 years old. 5 years is the value. Age is the key. That's what they are trying to say.
Yes. City is
So
the
I'm sure
key.
it's clear.
New York is the value. Okay. So it uses what we call key and value. Python uses it as one of its data structure. And they also have a way of assessing it. It always has a way of assessing it. How do you assess this key and value? So you can assess it through its variable. As I told you, if you put in front of, let me run this first. If you put in front of, let me run this one. Sorry. Let me explain what you mean by key and value. The column of a table is the key, while the value under it, those figures under it are called the value. That's what Python uses. Can you understand what I'm saying?
No, I already know you get the point. So for
Uh,
everyone, I believe they understand. But if they don't, let me say it this way. There is no
column
how
is
you are going to, okay, Calista say yes. So they understand. They know that
okay,
name is the one that we hold the data for
okay,
everybody's name.
okay.
Age is a column that will hold. So you are just saying go to, let me say it in a simple way. If you say it's not like that, don't worry. I'm just using layman to explain to them. Go and give me what is in the name. So it will return what is in that column called name. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So if I want to print a name, if I want to this name under this variable, want to print out John. So it's only John I want to see here. I don't want to see any other thing else other than John. Print out John for me. That's what I want to see. If I come here and say age here, it's going to tell me I don't want any other thing there, but I want to get age. That's 30. That's it. So that's the way in which you put the variable in front, put a square bracket with what you want to bring out from the dictionary, which is the key. The key there. You put the value, the key there, because you want to print the value out of the dictionary, the particular value out of the dictionary. So that's what I want. So this is the way in which Python prints out this. You look at the variable here, you look at the key here, and it brings out the value for you. I hope somebody is getting it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So that's just that. So again, we can still do what we call modifying. We can still modify. We want to remove this 30 and put 31. Okay. So we can still modify too. In that case, we can just modify. Say we don't want 30 anymore. We want it to be 31. We bring out the variable. We bring out the key, and we put equal to and change. So that is that in dictionary. So we can still add to it. Add is the same method. They are all the same method. They are all the same method. we put the variable here. I hope I'm making sense in what I'm doing.
Yes, I'm sure. You are saying that
Yes.
in SQL you want to update. So let me
Yes,
not
want
say
to
you
update.
want to add to existing list of record or something. I'm sure that's the you want to add more to the record of a
yes,
staff. All right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. We have to add to the record of his staff. So that's just it. So all these things I'm just explaining. So also we can still remove what we want to remove too, using the delete at the front of it. You put DAL at the front. And put DAL DEL at the front, meaning delete. It's a short it's a short form of delete, but you put DEL instead of delete itself. Want to delete city out. City and New York will no longer be there. So these are you can still call this method of dictionaries. How you use it, how you use key pair value in order to run things. If we are to go into advanced method, you will see so many how these things are being used in advanced Python. When you are talking about pandas, did you understand what I'm talking about? Because we worked with something like pandas before. When you talk of pandas, you will see how all these things are being applied to them. So I hope I'm making sense. We are talking about, as we talk about, this is the third one. We're going to talk about the fourth one, which is set. Set is another, but set uh, it still has the same curly bracket like dictionary, but it's not a key pair method. It's an another collection of unique item in Python. If you have unique item, that's what it means by you cannot have one here. You want to use it to remove duplicate. Is at times when you use set is for duplicate. Don't something that happened 2 2 3 3 all those just to remove it. Unique item inside the that's what we use set for in Python. So when you talk of set is another unique way in Python that we use to remove duplicate. Just put that in mind. Duplicate, when you are talking about duplicate in Python. So also now we are going to do something in Python. We are going to do what is called interception. We are going to look at the numbers. This one is a number first of all in Python. 1 2 3 4 5. It's a set. The set number. These are number 2 4 6 8 10. I don't know what there's what is called set in mathematics. I don't know anybody remember set in mathematics. We are going to look at the numbers that are common between them. I see that some numbers are common between them. That's what this operation is just all about. Eh? Chide, am I making sense?
Yes, you are. I'm sure they understand. One
This
is what
number
is
1, 2,
even
3,
number
4,
ordinary
5
you get.
is
So
for
all you
is
need to do is
for
to say it in a layman. Don't mention Python so that we can see that
yes.
the difference between 2 and 4 is 2. Difference between 4 and 6 is 2. So, just
No,
forgive me.
it's an interception. That we have to
I
put
know.
a number that is common between the 2 is 2 here. There's 4 here. There's 4 here. There's no 5. That means
There
we
is
have
no 5. There is 2,
there's no
there is
8.
4,
So, let me
there's
just
no
run it so
6.
that you guys will see what I'm saying. That's interception. So so that's just what this thing is just about. I would have thought print, but it's the same thing. You can still write print under just print and put bracket.
Everyone, let's ask. Do we understand? Do we understand this? So that if you don't understand, let us know.
Set is another way of removing duplicate in Python. Just know that in your mind when you want to. And there's what we call intersection, 2 sets. You want to intercept, you want to find a common number between those 2 sets. We want to pick a common number. We use the word intersection. This word here, intersection. Intersection, this word
No,
here.
I'm sure it's clear. Intersection is just join, where this one and that one have something in common.
Yes, a set, a normal set now, a normal mathematics set now. When you draw a cycle here, a number here, draw another number here, another cycle here, the cycle they pass between each other. So there is a common number 2 and 4 inside that rounded one that pass between each other.
So
That's what
Osage, just a moment. You'll still come back. So because we'll be rounding up in 7 minutes, so let us leave the floor open. Should people have questions or clarification? You get.
Okay.
So everyone, please, you can ask questions. You are free to ask any question as regards what we've done or the class you missed so that Osage can clarify. Okay. Calista said like geometry. Thank you. So, but let us throw it open. What are the things you've learned? Maybe that way. What are the things you've learned for people that are still on the call? What are the things you've learned today? Because every session we want you to be able to learn, like pick some things. Because these are things, unrelated question probably in the class I missed, but how do I get Jupyter notebook? Okay. So
No problem. Jide knows all those things. So
this document that was shared, I think I dropped it on the group. So no problem I drop it on the, you drop this document. This same you drop okay, you have not given me the PDF, right?
I'll give
You have
you.
not converted this to PDF. Please remember to do today so that I can drop it on the
Okay,
group for
I'll give
everyone.
let me see. I have it. Let me see. I'll just give you now.
Okay.
Just give you
So
now.
okay, good. So any other questions? So Nengi, what did you learn today? Calista, what did you learn? John, what did you learn? Because without exaggeration, right? This thing that we are doing, of course, is community engagement. Just know that these are things that people pay us for. You get the point. But this is community. That's why you can see today that Osage was actually very unlike that first class. Of course, it was coming down to our level too. But today he was able to ensure that it comes to everyone's level. But in case you still didn't get any, I mean, it's not clear, you can always let us know. So we would stop here. So Osage, maybe what will happen, right, is we wouldn't have any class. Thank you. I've seen it. We wouldn't hold any class not until we'll do one more Python class. You get the point. So
Okay.
please. Is in 2 weeks fine? So that we have a break of 1 week. Is that fine by you?
Okay.
So that would be,
I've sent the PDF to you.
yeah, I know. I've received it. I will share it. So that would be that would be July 12th. I think so. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Apologies. It will be 13. 13. You get. So that means in 2 weeks. So thank you so much, Osage. Thank you once again for being there. So everyone, I hope you're fine. I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things. Thank you. I can see some people clapping. Thank you so much, Osage. So thank you, everyone. So Osage, thank you once again for being with us. So we would see you in 2 weeks. So do you want to say something, Osage?
No, I don't want to say anything.
Okay. So
With
thank you,
time,
everyone.
with
Okay.
time,
Go ahead.
what I always want to tell you is that do not, all these things are not magic. They are not that. They just take time. With time, you understand it and you start knowing what they are just about. But what is there is that you have to learn the basics. So these are just the basics of Python. Once you are beyond all these basics and you know understand what I'm doing and you understand and you go further than what I'm doing, you have the ability to read a Python script and say, okay, this is what the guy is doing, this is what the guy is doing. So nobody should look at it. It's not a magic. It's just it takes time. But with time, you'll be all right with it.
So Osage, please, for next class, add more to this, you get, so that we'll be able to.
No, we have a lot to cover, but I'll just add more to it.
I know,
But
just
we
a
have a
few,
lot
you
to
get.
cover so that you understand.
Oh,
Because the ones we
okay,
are
no
going to
problem. If this is enough for next class, then don't worry, don't add more.
so what they're going to do because we are going to deal with functions, and functions are
Okay,
more of what Python is all about.
and no problems then. So we'll take the remaining one then.
When you know about functions, it becomes a good because whatever anybody is writing in Python is writing it in function. So we are going to talk about functions in Python after set. We're going to talk about functions, and functions are what we are going to deal with. But I'm not going to start to make the function to be complex.
I
But I
get.
have to break it down so that if I complex the function for you, it will look complex and it will. But we just talk about functions, and once you understand functions, it's as good as you understand. Python is as good as you knowing what Python is just all about functions. You know the ability for you to write functions properly. That's it. And
Okay.
understand functions.
So
That's
again,
it.
thank you so much. And thank you everyone for being on the call. Please let us always take advantage of this. I tell you,
What
let's
happened?
always take advantage of this.
What happened
Yes.
this time? We are small compared to last
No,
time.
people on the call. So some people drop off. They were joining
Okay,
again, internet. So people were more than this before.
okay,
So
okay.
thank you, everyone. Please let us always take advantage of all of these things. They don't come free like that, but this is community engagement. So I beg you, I really beg you, I really beg you on this. I know why I'm saying that. Bringing Osage, I know why I'm saying that. This is, I don't want to exaggerate, but Osage is very good. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you so much.